Hi, my friends. Today, I want to present you a new story. Enjoy watching it. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Diana, and I am 34 years old. My parents, never asked. I just did. Every bill paid, every problem patched. I became the quiet gravity that held the house together, while my sister Saren danced through life, losing jobs and lovers with equal ease. I stayed. I worked overtime. I skipped vacations. I sent the grocery money each month without fail because that's what good daughters do, right? It was a rainy Saturday when everything shifted. Dad had finally admitted their paperwork was a mess and asked if I could help digitize their files. I should have said no. I wish I had. I sat at the dining room table with a lukewarm mug of instant coffee, flipping through manila folders as the old TV mumbled in the background. Then I saw it, estate plan and last will. I hesitated. My fingers hovered over the tab. I shouldn't, I whispered, but something inside me, a sharp, silent instinct, told me to look. The words hit me like a truck. We leave all assets, house, savings, vehicle, insurance, to our daughter, Saren. My name appeared once. To both our daughters, we leave our love and gratitude. That was it. I read it again, slower, no mistake. Dad? My voice cracked. He looked up from the weather forecast. I held up the folder. Do you mean for me to see this? A flicker passed over his face. Guilt? Regret? I couldn't tell. Then he sighed, long and dismissive. We just figured you didn't need anything, Diana. You're doing fine. I stared at him. Let's be parted. I paid your mortgage. He said nothing, didn't deny it, didn't thank me. And in that moment, I understood. I wasn't the daughter they cherished. I was the tool they depended on. And tools don't get inheritance, they just get used. I didn't scream. I didn't argue. I just vanished. No more grocery transfers. No more Saturday visits to adjust the thermostat or refill prescriptions. I ghosted my own family. And for the first time in years, I didn't wake up to a to-do list dictated by their needs. I thought naively that someone would notice, that mom might call, that Saren would at least send a confused text. But a week passed, then another. My phone stayed still, and that silence, it said everything. They weren't waiting for me to cool off. They hadn't noticed I was gone. Then, like clockwork, it started again. A text from Mom, breezy and entitled. Hi, sweetheart, the heater's acting up. Could you come by before the weekend? Thanks. No apology, no mention of the will, just an expectation like nothing had happened. I stared at the message for a full minute, then typed, you'll need to call someone else. A pause. Then Dad chimed in, don't be dramatic. We just didn't think you needed anything from the will. You're doing fine. That made me laugh bitterly, as if competence disqualified me from love. Then Saren, naturally. Mom says you're acting weird. Chill. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal, I typed, then pay the mortgage. Her reply came instantly. Girl, I can't afford that. That's your thing. And there it was, the last brick in the wall I built for years. They had never seen me as somewhat equal. I was the dependable one, the background force that made their comfort possible. But now I was no longer answering the door, and they were about to find out what happens when the one they took for granted finally lets go, ignores them, and begins to live for herself. 3 days after I cut them off, the call started. First, Mom left a voicemail in her sweet voice, guilt tone. Hi, honey, just letting you know we're a little behind on the electric bill, not asking for anything, of course, love you. Of course. Then came the missed calls from Dad, no messages, just silence and pressure. But when my building's front desk called Saturday morning, my breath caught. Miss Heron, your parents and a woman named Saren are downstairs. They say it's urgent. I stood barefoot in the kitchen, gripping my mug like a weapon. Please don't let them up, I said, voice flat. Tell them I'm not available. They're pretty insistent. Of course they were. Minutes later, my phone buzzed again. Mom, we're downstairs. Open the door. Dad, we just want to talk. Be reasonable. Saren, seriously, you're making Mom wait in the cold. What's wrong with you? What was wrong with me? Nothing. I threw on a hoodie, shoved my keys into my pocket, and made my way down. There they stood, Mom in her pearl earrings, trembling lips, Dad with arms crossed, his eyes darting. Saren wore that smirk, always safe for courtroom drama. I opened the lobby door just wide enough to stand in it. 5 minutes, Diana, That's all we need, Mom pleaded. No, I replied, calm and measured. You need money, that's all. Her face fell like glass cracking. That's not fair, she whispered. Neither was leaving me out of your will. Dad stiffened. We didn't come here to argue. You came to guilt me into paying your bills again. But I'm not doing that anymore, asked Saren. Saren scoffed. Don't drag me into this. Oh, you're already in it, I said. You got the house, the savings, so why am I still the one expected to fix the mess? No one answered. I leaned into the frame, arms crossed. You taught me family was love, but it was leverage. And then I closed the door. They couldn't guilt me at the door, so they took it online. It started with a vague Facebook post from Mom. Sometimes the child you love most forgets you. First prayers appreciated. Underneath a sunny photo of the four of us, me, Saren, Mom, and Dad, on a family hike I had organized and paid for. Comments rolled in. You were such good parents. So heartbreaking. Some kids just turn cold. Then Dad chimed in. We raised a daughter who had everything. We thought she'd take care of us, but she turned her back. He tagged me. Saren's Instagram story was the worst. A filtered porch selfie with Mom. Some people only give love when it's convenient. I'll never stop showing up. #RealFamily. Then a Venmo screenshot, $1,000 transferred to Mom and Dad, captioned because love doesn't skip payments. That was one symbolic drop after 5 years of me paying their bills. I hadn't posted the will, I hadn't aired their betrayal. But they had no such restraint. Only after all this did I publish my truthful post in response. For 10 years I supported my parents while my sister contributed nothing. She was always hanging out at nightclubs and going through guys one after another. I found out I'd been written out of their will. They made their choice in favor of their irresponsible daughter. Now I've made mine. No anger, just truth. After that, people took my side and were very upset with my parents. 3 days after my post, the letter arrived, handwritten, sealed with precision. Mom's voice echoed through ink. We're devastated you turned on us over something so minor. The will can be changed, but your public behavior leaves scars. Saren is heartbroken. We want to move forward as a family, but only if you apologize publicly. Until then, we're cutting contact for our emotional well-being. I folded the letter slowly, then stared at it for a long while. Apologize? After years of silent sacrifice? No, I didn't reply, not out of rage, but clarity. That night, I lit a candle, let it burn beside the letter, but didn't touch the flame. I had nothing to prove. Days passed, the noise online dulled, their story twisted, frayed, and unraveled. People stopped messaging, even Saren's posts grew quiet. Then one morning, as light pulled across my apartment floor, I whispered aloud, "Peace is expensive," and smiled because I had paid in full. Not every story ends with a reunion. Mine ended with a door closing and a life finally opening. Friends, what do you think of this story? Write your opinion in the comments. Would you like more stories? Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button so you don't miss any videos. See you tomorrow.